Alrighty guys, Tucker here with S&S Smithing. Today we're going to be doing a fabrication project, so let's get talking about it. Alrighty guys, today we're going to work on a adjustable jig to go in the vise for making bends for like the J hooks and the drive hooks and little key hooks that I've made in previous videos. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to take some angle iron, cut it to the size of the vise, 2 pieces for each jaw. That's what going to be like where the pins will go. That we'll use for the jig. You'll see whenever we get there. But I'm not going to take full credit for this idea. I'm not the first. I saw this on another YouTube video somewhere else a long time ago. I tried to find it. I couldn't find it. So let's get working on it. Alrighty guys. Materials you're going to need for this may vary on what your preferences are for the size of your hooks or whatever, but you're going to need angle iron. Marked it off to the width of my jaws, so that way but basically what we're going to do is we're going to get one side here that will have our main part of the diameter of what the inside of our hook's going to be on one side, and then a small pin to hold the other side, to hold the stock in place as we make the bend. And they're going to be able to, like, say this is the thing, and you can adjust this way depending on the size of the stock you're going to be bending. Alright, so I got everything measured up for this. I'm mostly using little drop-offs and pieces I had from other projects. This is what I'm going to be using for the pieces for the jig. So this is going to be a pretty cheap project. It's just going to cost stuff for welding, like electrodes, but that's not really anything. But so very cheap way to make a jig. So let's get started on it. I'm going to cut these up and you guys can watch. So always use eye and ear protection when using power tools. You can do this with a hacksaw or whatever you have that you can use to cut metal. Alright guys, let's get started. Got the angle iron cut here. Still a little warm from the chop saw, but see, it goes over the jaws of the vise quite nicely. We'll have one part of the jig over here, another one over here. You want to keep them kind of as close to the edge of the angle iron as you can, and then they're like kind of adjustable. You can slide the angle irons, and then you'll have the space between the two of them. And then you could be able to swap out sizes and different things like that as you need, and interchange bits. That way you don't need to have like one set jig like a lot of people do for these, and then have to make much more and more and more. Just make like 2 sets of each size, you know, so that way if you need to make S hooks or whatever, you could. But yeah, interchangeable bits. I think it'll work nice. So I'll just cut off some of these drops I have to round about the same length and weld it up, and I'll show you how I welded it. Alrighty, so I went ahead and cleaned up the spots on everything that's going to be welded. So figure I'll take you guys outside so you can watch how I'm welding, but I'm just going to pretty much have everything in the middle, and you're going to want to have it as close to the edge in the middle as you can, so that way whenever you got to butt everything up, if you got a really tight or a really small diameter piece that you want to bend, you can still get it. Alright, so I'm gonna go get the welder and everything set up, and you guys will join me on that. they slide in and out. And I still got to clean up a little bit of a burr on the inside edge of the angle iron, because it's catching a little bit on that. But they slide in and out. They can be moved interchangeably with different size pieces. So let's get this all set up, and then I'm gonna heat up a piece of 1/4 inch, I think, 5/16, something like that I found, and give her a bend. Test out our little jig here. Oh, this bar's a little too long for this. It's okay. So she works. There's a little kink in it because it didn't have such good heat on it, and I had to mess with everything because the bar was longer than I had room for. This was just a quick test to see, make sure everything works, but works pretty good. A lot simpler. Alright guys, so I don't know if you're gonna like how I did this video. I figured since this is just a little project and there's a lot of different videos on how to make different jigs like this out there, I try a different thing with the videos. Usually my videos are fairly long because I put every step in it very detailed and goes over very specifically what you're doing. But this one, since it was kind of self-explanatory and you gotta set it up to what works for you, I just kind of skipped out on a lot of things here. But pretty much what you need to do is you need to have your post or your stopper, whatever you'd like to call it, the part that the stock pushes against as you're bending around the other piece. That has to be, I wouldn't say any smaller than 3/8 round. And like I said about why I like these ones is, say all I need is, say you're not going to go any bigger than a 2-inch hook, then you can make a size that'll fit every size from 1 inch, or from like a 1/4 inch, or no, like a 1/2 inch. Yeah, 1/2 inch would probably be the smallest you'd really go, unless you went 3/8 for the key hooks. But anyway, I'm babbling. You'd make something all the way from nothing all the way up to your maximum, just like one size. Then you can interchange them out with, have like different sizes be the stoppers, so it's half of what you'd need, and they're adjustable for different widths is the big thing, because smaller stock you just move it closer together, larger stock you move it farther apart, so that makes it kind of advantageous, has an advantage. Now a disadvantage to this that I will tell you guys is sometimes it can be kind of a pain to get everything lined up in the vise just right. But I mean, either way, it's still a little faster than doing it at the anvil. Now, I really recommend anybody, before you try to make any jigs for bending, practice over the horn of the anvil or any kind of little makeshift horn you got, and get good at it. Make it so that way you can make bends and hooks and all that stuff nice and identical and smooth without any kinks in it. So that way you know you can do that before you speed yourself up with jigs. Because you won't always have jigs to help you along, but you'll have some sort of anvil or thing like that that you can use. So, like I said, I strongly recommend you get good at the anvil first, and then go to these. Alright guys, I hope you like it. Let me know what you thought about the kind of just going over vaguely the process and things you got to do to set one of these up. If you guys wanted a more in-depth look at this, I got to make some more sets of these, like sizes. So if you want to see another video of this a little more in depth, we can do that, but this is how it's going to be for this one. Let me know what you guys thought, Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought in the comments, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, a thumbs down if you didn't. Let me know what you thought about this new way of doing some of these projects. Alright, guys. See you later. Forge on.